What are you expecting in terms of the cost of health care in the new year?
We got to start with the Affordable Care Act. 15 years ago, it had three goals: better quality, increased access, and lower cost. It's been a miserable, cataclysmic failure on all fronts. The Democrats are engaged in theater right now. They're putting forward this week a 3-year extension of those subsidies from COVID. What that essentially means is a family that is making $500,000 a year continues to get a COVID subsidy. It's automatic enrollment, which is a giveaway to the insurance companies and allows for fraud. I'd be in favor of some sort of limited extension that reformed those subsidies and help us get to the point where we can do the work that's required to really reform our healthcare system.
That's Pennsylvania Senator Dave McCormick with me yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures with his expectations for health care costs in the new year. As the Capitol Hill fight over Obamacare subsidies enters a critical week, the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, expected to introduce a leadership-backed health care plan. As the Senate is preparing to vote on the Democrats' own plan, their proposal is for a 3-year extension of the Obamacare subsidies. That's what Chuck Schumer is leading. It comes as several groups of Republican and Democrat moderates release their own proposals. One bipartisan group in the House presenting a framework for a 1-year extension of those credits, with new safeguards in place to prevent fraud. A vote expected by December 18th. So far, 35 House members are urging congressional leadership to take it up. Joining me now is Texas Congressman Keith Self. Congressman, good to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And I know you've said that the administration should let Biden's COVID-era Obamacare subsidies expire, right?
Absolutely. These are Democrat subsidies. They set the timeline. They set when they would expire. This is $40 billion a year. You got to understand, $40 billion a year. The 3 years would be over $100 billion. And frankly, absolutely no Republican has ever voted for subsidies on Obamacare. Why would we start now? Why don't we look? The attention on Obamacare, the failure of Obamacare has been wonderful. But let's don't exacerbate it by extending these COVID-era temporary subsidies. Let's let them expire. Let's take the time to reform Obamacare. So, no, absolutely. Let's let them expire.
So what do you want to say to the 20 million Americans who are estimated to see average out-of-pocket premium payments increase by 114%, according to one study?
Well, I will tell you the temporary subsidies that we are discussing this morning are a very small part of those premium increases. The premium increases, by and large, the vast majority of them actually are the normal subsidies. So we're piling subsidies on top of subsidies just to keep Obamacare breathing.
Interesting. All right. So you're not expecting a vote in the House on the Democrats' plan. Is that right? I mean, Chuck Schumer wants a 3-year extension. You know that.
I know that, and I don't expect the leadership will bring that to the floor of the House because that's a non-starter.
All right, let's talk about the annual defense bill, because lawmakers are unveiling this annual defense policy bill, and it authorizes a record $901 billion in national security spending next year. That's even larger than what President Trump requested. The bill also providing $400 million in military assistance to Ukraine. And Zelenskyy is going to be meeting with European leaders today in London for peace talks after another weekend of drone and missile attacks by Russia. President Trump told reporters last night where things stand on that peace proposal. Watch this.
I'm a little bit disappointed that President Zelenskyy hasn't yet read the proposal. His people love it, but he hasn't. Russia's fine with it. Russia, I guess, would rather have the whole country when you think of it. But Russia is, I believe, fine with it, but I'm not sure that Zelenskyy is fine with it.
So your thoughts first on the national defense bill, sir?
Well, first of all, there's a couple of red lines in the NDAA bill. First of all, we were promised, conservatives were promised, that an anti-central bank digital currency language authored by Tom Emmer, the whip, would be in the NDAA. Our initial reading of it, we've had it for hours now, is that it is not in there. And then there is no anti-abortion language either. So as we fund our military, there are red lines that we need to put in here in the NDAA. So that's my initial thought for the few hours that we've had it.
Well, it sounds like that's not getting done this year.
I would be very surprised if we do it in the near term, but we have to pass an NDAA because it's one of the must-pass bills we have in Congress. We've got to fix it and get it passed.
If you don't pass that by the end of the year, do you jeopardize the Democrats shutting down government again at the end of this funding cycle on January 30th?
It would give them an issue. So let's get the bill fixed. I mean, your point is well taken, Maria. We've got to pass the NDAA, but it's also got to be something that can get 218 votes in the House. I urge the leadership to fix this bill.
Yeah, and you want it fixed in specifically, you want Tom Emmer's proposal in there. What specifically,
Tom Emmer's
quote unquote,
language
fixes it? Tom Emmer's language.
That would certainly add in the anti-CBDC language that we were promised by the leadership and by the White House would be in this bill. Yes.
I see. All right. Well, we'll be watching that because it sounds like this is a big sticking point here and we'll delay this even further. But I got to get your take on this tragedy happening on the Charlotte light rail train, another stabbing in North Carolina. The suspect, a 33-year-old illegal Honduran national. He'll face charges of attempted first-degree murder and assault with a deadly weapon. He's in court today. Officials say he's been deported twice. He's got a lengthy criminal history, including aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, resisting arrest, carrying a false ID. The suspect allegedly broke into a railroad car with an intent to commit a felony while carrying a large fixed-blade knife. The victim, reportedly trying to stop the suspect from harassing other passengers, is in the hospital this morning in critical but stable condition. All this happening as the Trump administration reports the rescue of more than 62,000 migrant children within America. They've been taken out of danger, including sex trafficking, forced labor. Congressman, these stories are just incredible. Your reaction?
The stories are incredible, and this is exactly why President Trump has stopped all immigration from 19 countries. We started the flow back the other way to repatriate these illegal aliens. We've got to step that up. As Stephen Miller and Tom Homan have said, we've got to do better in finding these people and getting them out. This is the results of the Biden administration averaging on every month 185,000 illegals coming into the United States. We've got to do better, Maria, finding these people and getting them out of the United States because our people are in danger. And frankly, it seems like the illegal immigrants are getting bolder, maybe because they're not being prosecuted by the Soros-funded DAs. But let's get them and get them repatriated to their own countries.
All right, Congressman, we're going to be watching your work on all of the above, particularly that NDAA. We will be checking back on that, certainly. Congressman, it's good to see you this morning. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Maria.
Congressman Keith Self.